Hello and welcome to the Comic Conspiracy episode 347 for the week of March 13th, 2018. I don't know how we're all fitting at this table.
Yeah.
Why aren't like three of you not supposed to be here? Who is here this week?
Brock Sager.
Jim Jokisch.
Bryce.
Toby.
Scott.
And Charlie.
Jesus Christ, why are you all here?
Why don't we have enough mics?
When I say who's here, three of you were supposed to say I can't make it. Toby's supposed to show up at 8 o'clock and...
Pace the store.
And
you're not all supposed to be here.
The only reason why I pace the store is because someone's sitting in my chair. Let's be clear about that.
You're not all supposed to be here. So anyway...
I was already here.
I won't be here for at least a week.
We're gonna record a podcast. Let's. We feel like we just did this because we were so late, but we have to do our February 2017. Sorry, also February 2018 top 10 comics shipped to direct market comic book stores in North America. Estimates only. Keep that in mind, people. When you're yelling about sales chart numbers, they're just estimates. We have 10 comics in the top 10. Can you believe that? Shocking. Every month, somehow.
Amazing Spider-Man $7.95.
Somehow there's always 10 comics in the top 10.
I don't know. Sometimes we argue about covers that should be combined.
That should be, yeah. Sometimes there are 10 comics.
I'm trying
there
to move
less.
forward, but
there
okay,
are 8.
all right.
I want to take a shot.
Hold on.
I want to take a shot.
Jim said Amazing Spider-Man $7.95, hot on the heels of the start of $7.95. Was that the first part of the...
Yes.
The
First
red...
part of the
Red Goblin
Rage.
stuff. Red
Goblin.
$7.95 was not in the top 10. However, $7.96 did squeeze in because
and a
people
lot
obviously...
of people are calling in for I was working on Saturday.
797
4 calls about the stupid Spider-Man.
797 is what you were getting calls for, and we got a giant stack of them back in stock because I was able to get some reorders
First
back
prints?
in. First prints.
Yeah, first prints.
Yep.
And second or third prints of $7.95.
Oh, man, you do.
All of them.
I see it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a badass cover,
So
man.
$7.96.
I love that cover.
Was part 2 of this Red Goblin story. $7.97 came out. $7.98 confirmed first appearance of Red Goblin by
it's not
Marvel
a new character.
that I tweeted out because Marvel said I could, and then apparently
You got your hand slapped?
I didn't get my hand slapped.
You
They
got
said we
ass
could.
whooped?
No, but people were like, "Wait, what? Oh my god, what?" I was like, "Yeah, did no one? I mean, Marvel said we could say this. Did no one read this
Spoiler.
email?" So
Once again, Ryan is revealing shit
Well,
about
there
the
were
comic industry.
a ton of people buying issues in speculation that was going to be the issue he'd appear in. So
people thought $7.97 was the issue. That thing was selling for like $25 before release.
Who's the Red Goblin?
The Red Goblin is the Green Goblin,
Says the guy with all the Spider-Man.
but red. It is Norman Osborn merged with the Carnage symbiote, the hot new Marvel character, the Red Goblin.
So the new Marvel character is the Green Goblin who became the Norman Osborn / Kingpin / evil Tony Stark / whatever / Thunderbolts leader, and then now Red Goblin.
Yeah, it's him merged with the Carnage symbiote.
No, actually, the next cover for $7.98 looks pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex Ross doing the covers.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
he can make a lame character look awesome.
I'll tell you right now, $7.98 will probably be the number one comic in March. Or no, will that be end of March? That might be the last week of March. End of April? First week of April? If it's April, it may not be the number one comic. But it's going to be extremely high up there. I know I basically ordered roughly 10 times my normal orders of Spider-Man once that was confirmed, do all the variant covers and specials and stuff, because we have people that want them by, like people are asking for, stacks of them. So, yes.
I did when also Batman and Robin came out. It worked out really well.
He chose a good one.
Yeah.
So, Spider-Man $7.96 is the number 10 comic at 55,000 copies. That's low for a top 10 book. 55,000
Thanos
is low. Now, see, here's a funny thing. People like Thanos, but Thanos...
They don't buy it.
Nobody buys Thanos.
I buy Thanos.
also, people didn't realize when ordering that book was going to jump up because of that reveal.
So
the reveal was under the...
Well, Thanos 16.
I'll give you that.
Thanos 16 is 3 issues into the arc. 2 of these issues have been an FOC, and it's the number 63 book at 29,000 copies. So that tells you, there's heat for the Thanos book, but people just don't buy it. So it's weird.
Batman.
Spider-Man they'll buy.
Batman.
But we have lots of Batman. Why don't you be a little more
All right,
specific?
done.
We have Batman. We have Batman number 40.
Screw Batman.
And Batman number 41. Batman number 40 was 95,000 copies, the number 3 comic of the month. Batman 41 was 93,000 copies as well, and the number 4 comic of the month.
White Knight.
White Knight was also on there. It was the number 6 comic at 77,000 comics.
I know one that's definitely on there.
What's up?
Tomb Raider number 34.
Is there a new Tomb Raider issue? What?
X-Men Red.
You talking about the image, the Top Cow series from like 15 years ago?
Yes.
Okay. X-Men Red
came
number
back.
1, 98,000 copies. Bryce, baby, the number 2 book of the month.
Yeah, it was a comic. It definitely came out, and people definitely bought it and read it. I bought it and I read it.
How's Honey Badger? Does Honey Badger give a shit?
I actually like Gabby.
Honey Badger?
I do not really care for that name, but I'm also not as vitriolically opposed to it.
Who has the worst name, Honey Badger or
Milkman Man? The answer is Milkman Man.
No, Honey Badger or Prestige. Who's worse? Which is the worst name?
Pretty bad.
Now you're just
Honey
being
Badger
mean.
or a Speedball?
Now you're
That's a classic name to it.
Now you're just hurting my feelings intentionally. Those are both awful, and I don't expect either one to stick past their current arcs. He said to be quoted and loathe saying it. Yeah, it's a terrible name. So is Prestige, but I like.
I heard Red was
the
actually
Gabby
good.
character.
I haven't read 1 or 2 yet. We sold out of 2 real quick. I got more copies coming.
I liked 1 fine.
Yeah.
Didn't mind it too much.
So Jean Grey's just like they're like, yeah, she's back.
Number 2, I really did not care for.
Okay.
It is. I'll wait till you read it.
I find it funny that they're like, yeah, Jean Grey's she's back. Cool. All right, let's go about our business.
I mean, of anything, I think that I guess maybe Wolverine's not as surprising, but like she's literally,
People don't know Wolverine's back though. That's
I do.
Well, it seems. I mean, with the last couple Infinity Countdown issues that I've been reading, it seems like everybody knows that he's back.
other people. There's not the heroes.
Yeah, so there's lots of people that seem to know he's back. He's popping up everywhere, but apparently, yeah, not enough of the right people.
Yep. Well, you mentioned Infinity. I'll give you a little hint here. How about Infinity Countdown Prime number 1?
Was that Guardians 150? Is that the same or is that different?
That's Guardians 150. Yeah.
Okay.
No, the Adam Warlock issue was 150. 151.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's not what you're talking about.
No. Prime
by
was
the way, all of
ones-
those issues, those Infinity
Really
Countdown
good.
stuff, have been great.
Yeah, it's been really good. Yeah. Yep. And I actually jumped back on Guardians, that final arc, and I read through 150, and then I've been reading the first. I read through Prime. I haven't read the actual Countdown number 1 yet. I read Prime number 1. It's good. Yeah, really good.
If you listeners have these in your box or are thinking about buying them on the fence, they are definitely very good reads. You might, if you have a little disposable income, want to read the last arc of Guardians, because I feel like you're kind of dropped into the middle of a Guardians arc, which I didn't mind.
150
but I didn't
was
really know what was going on.
150 is pretty much a mandatory reading.
Yes, I would get Guardians 150 at the very least, but it's well worth it. Great reads.
Yep. Avengers, no surrender.
Well, let's see. We have number 2 is X-Men Red. Number 3 is Batman. 4 is Batman. 6 is White Knight. 9 is Infinity Countdown Prime with 55,260 copies, and 10 is Amazing Spider-Man at 796. Let's go backwards. We got the number 8 book. Got some movies. 2 of them have been good recently.
Huh?
A little less, not so much cow milking in this one.
Huh?
Little less cow milking in this issue, I think, than your average
Star
Wars episode. There you go. Star Wars 43 at 56,000 copies. The number 8 comic.
Walking Dead.
Scott, turn your fucking phone. Puzzle Quest, lose. 56,000 copies for Star Wars. Man, those Star Wars numbers, those Star Wars books they're just not holding onto sales. It's crazy, but it's still a top 10 book,
really?
which is nuts. Yeah.
53,000 in a top 10 book is not impressive?
That's not very good.
No, that's terrible. Like top 10. I mean, there have been months where top 10s were all over 100,000 recently.
Okay.
So it's a big drop. February is not a great month.
So what about Emperor Thrawn? He didn't do the.
I think
do the
number
business?
1 was up there, but. No, number 1 is 50,000 copies. Number 13, the number 13 book.
Did Wild Hunt make it?
Well, Scott said Walking Dead 176, 77,000 copies. Number 5, yep. And Brock Dark Knight Rising Wild Hunt was the number 1 book, the penultimate issue of Batman Metal, Dark Knight's Metal, at 101,373 copies. I think that's everything except for 1 book.
Is it a Batman book?
It's a Marvel comic. It's a character that's already been mentioned. It's an anniversary issue.
Spider-Man.
Spectacular 300.
Spectacular 300. 77,000 copies for the number 7 comic. So Dark Knight Rising, Wild Hunt number 1, X-Men Red, Batman, Walking Dead, White Knight number 5. That's the number 6 title. Peter Parker 300 is number 7. Star Wars number 8. Countdown Prime is number 9. And Spider-Man is number 10. So there's some...
So the top of the list is 101.
Yeah.
The bottom of this top 10 is 53.
It's yeah. So it's a rough list. Some notables for the month. Yeah, like we said, number 13 was Star Wars Thrawn, number 1 at 52,000 copies. Kick-Ass number 1, the number 16 book at 50,000 copies. I had like 5 covers, and it's Kick-Ass, but that's a very good showing. Terrific's number 1 at 45,000 copies.
Nice.
Under ordered like crazy. Everyone was out. Jim, I know you were saying.
So I ran around to a whole bunch of stores in the area because that's what I do when I'm in town, and nobody had Terrifics except for Ryan, and he had a stack of Terrifics.
I don't have that much of a stack anymore.
No, you don't. No, I saw what's left on the wall. You got a handful right now.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I think people way underordered that book. Obviously, the whole all these launches from DC as part of this whole
Marvel copy.
Marvel?
Yeah, basically, what are they calling it?
DC Marvel.
The Age of Heroes. They've been performing pretty poorly.
All new DC now.
Yeah, basically. Terrifics was for us a breakout hit, and I knew it would do really well. And I think a lot of stores really underordered that book.
Honestly was surprised when they decided to do an entire run of DC Marvel.
It's just so.
I really thought that Terrifics book was it.
No, they're all like that. You have Brimstone coming up, which is basically Ghost Rider.
But what I meant was when they announced that was it.
8 books.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were going to do a whole launch.
I don't think we're going to see most of these go past a single arc. I think DC is going to put their money. I mean, they could get 12 or 18 issues out of them, but I think most of them are DOA.
DC will put them all into a team book after that.
I think there's
a giant ass fucking team.
I think there's just no
Damage will be on Suicide Squad. Brimstone will be on Suicide Squad.
Well, sure, and then they'll get killed off after the second arc, right? I mean, Jeff Johns will kill them in a crossover in 10 years. I don't know what the thought process here of launching so many titles at once.
Does DC sell as many issues of Terrifics if there's a Fantastic Four book on the market?
Sure. Yeah, I don't think that affects it.
It's got a good creative team on it.
Yeah, it's got a big team. Batman Brave and the Bold. Batman Wonder Woman Brave and the Bold. Number 1. That was written and drawn by Liam Sharp. That number 28 comic at 42,000 copies. I think that's really good. That's a real strong seller for that 6-issue mini. Doctor Strange Damnation number 1 at 29 at 41,000. That's a good showing. That Adam Warlock special. So what did I say? The Infinity Countdown Prime was 55,000. The Adam Warlock special came in at the number 39 book at 38,000. So, you have to assume variant covers. A lot of people are just buying doubles or buying extra ones. But I think that a lot of people missed that Adam Warlock special, and that and Guardians 150 are mandatory reads.
Yeah, I really like that Adam Warlock special too.
Yeah.
And it had a pretty cover.
Here's an example. Sideways number 1 was 35,000 copies of the number 48 comic. Yeah, that really needed to, 35,000 becomes 17,000 with the second issue, becomes 12,000 by issue 5. I just don't see these books lasting. It's real scary.
Well, I mean, haven't they already said that some of them the creative teams are already changing after issue 2?
Jim Lee is off. He's off. He's not doing the second issue of Immortal Man. We'll get solicits soon for number 3. Who's the guy doing Damage? Tony Daniel. He's doing an arc on Batman, so he's off Damage. Real weird. The other one I talk about, Swamp Thing Winter Special number 1 was the 64th
Oh my god,
book.
that was so good.
Yeah. So this is funny how you could tell what a dollar amount does. It's the 64th comic by Eunice. It's the 10th. It's the number 10 comic by Dollar. So, yeah. Again, we ordered. It's already on second print. We ordered a shit and a half load of those books, and I sold more of those Tom King's name than most of any other book we sell. So, yeah, good sales for us here. Obviously, not necessarily
especially at that dollar price or at that dollar amount.
Yeah, it's $8. Yeah. So if we're looking at overall, No, I sell a bunch. Okay. If we're looking at overall unit share, Marvel is 36.94% of comics. That's all comics, graphic novels, reorders, back stock, everything. DC was 36.61. Image breaking over that important 10 point percent, which is 10.82%. So that's pretty good for them. Followed by IDW, Dynamite Boom, and a few others. Dollar 34.86 at Marvel. DC's 31.79%. So pretty close there. Real close for units. Pretty close for dollar. Marvel has 90 books in the top 300. DC has 85. So Marvel put a few more books out this month than previous. Image with 45 titles in the top 300. Jesus. Crazy amount of books. So if you go units in the top 300, this is just single-issue sales in the top 300 comics for the month. Marvel at 40.19 and DC at 40.06. That is a razor-thin margin separating the two. And I love to see this. I love to see them closer like this. It never really makes a lot of sense when one is way out ahead of the other, despite what despite what people may think. I actually do like it when there's some fight.
Despite what Bryce wants.
Marvel, man, I'm telling you, Bryce, Marvel has been killing it these last couple months.
Yeah.
Every book that isn't already on the chopping block, because I'm not getting any new sales on Falcon or Scarlet Spider. Sorry, Toby. But all these other books up. Couple copies every issue.
I'm loving it's music to my ears.
Yeah.
Well, now let's see if their goodwill has built up enough so that when you restart everything, people continue to buy, or they just jump off.
That's the big question.
I'm telling you, ever since that, what was that issue with the 1 million BC Avengers?
Yeah, Legacy. Yeah,
Legacy. Yeah, the whole launch.
Remember Legacy? What was that Legacy
ever since that launched.
There's so many, you get them confused. So.
I'm very.
I know you're not joking, but you're not joking.
I joked about a bunch of the launches. I'm really looking forward to Dan Slott's Iron Man. I really looking forward to Jason Aaron's Avengers. I think that's going to be a killer. That's going to be the book. That's going to be the big one. I think he's finally going to put Avengers back on top because, the current arc in No Surrender has been selling very well, but man, the Avengers books were just toxic for the last 2 years prior. Nothing sold.
Agreed.
There was just too many of them. There's too many weird bullshit Avengers books. Just give me the core team, the core title.
Occupy Avengers, USA Avengers.
Killing me. Garbage.
If you want to branch out, West Coast is the way to go.
Yeah, I don't mind if you have a second book and we have an established title with the West Coast. You don't need these other titles. Really looking forward to Avengers getting back. I think Nick Spencer's Spider-Man should be really good. Hopefully the internet can forgive him. We've talked about Superior Foes of Spider-Man regularly on here. Yeah. Fantastic title.
His Ant-Man run is really good too.
Wait, what do you mean forgive him? You mean because of Civil War or Secret Empire?
Yeah, a lot of people have kind of some big hate on for Spencer. And Ryan Otley's coming over from, I think we talked about that. He's coming over from Invincible, so that should get some new people on. Yep, really looking forward to see what Marvel's got coming up.
So Surrender's going to be done.
No Surrender?
No Surrender, sorry. Mm-hmm. That's going to be done.
Yeah.
And is it going back? Is it staying weekly or is it going back to monthly?
So I don't know if they've released official lists for every title. I saw some were going 18 a year, so every 3 weeks. Nothing's weekly, and I don't think anything is bi-weekly. Maybe Avengers launches, I think, as the first two. I think it's going to go 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. Which is other titles have done that. I think Ultimate Spider-Man is that for a couple of years, and so it wouldn't surprise me if a few do that. But yeah, I just don't think.
Well, let's hope this fresh start works.
Yeah. I mean, they got to do something. They really got to do something.
Well, they've been doing something very well. I just hope they keep it up.
Yeah,
because I'm actually back on the Marvel books as well.
Yeah.
Picking up Amazing Spider-Man, picking up Damnation, picking up Doctor Strange, half a dozen books for Marvel.
Turn that way.
So it's actually, keep doing what you're doing, Marvel. Don't screw up now.
Also, didn't you say that they were winning, although narrowly, in both categories? So what do you mean they need to pick it up?
Well, again, if we go back any amount of years, Marvel generally crushes DC as far as units. They just have always released a ton more content. So, I think you need to look at the average copies being sold per title. It's very easy to win when you release more product and you charge more money. I mean, that's
that's the strategy.
Yeah, sure. The fact that Marvel and DC are now releasing
if it makes you the winner,
a fairly similar amount of content at a very equal amount between the two of them. Their unit shares are very similar.
Well, DC has a lower price point for some of their books versus Marvel's, where their standard's $3.99.
Yeah, sure. So but then you have things like Swamp Thing, which obviously that bumps up the average for the month. So
they've been on a tear. I'm loving it. It's been great to be a Marvel fan after that walk of shame I did during all of 2017.
Yeah, it's rough, but no, I think we're back off to a good start for Marvel. So, I'm sorry if your favorite titles have been axed due to legacy and what's coming up, but the industry needed a fresh start. That's for damn sure. I don't have too much to talk about this week. We actually had a ton of questions, so I'm gonna. The only thing I did want to talk about, which is kind of a big one. We talked about all the different imprints that that DC has made over the last couple of years, and right on top of that, well, they basically just announced another imprint. They announced Black Label for quote-unquote all-star creators. Now, Toby, I wouldn't go ahead and purchase 10 copies of these books at
you sure?
The number one. Jim Lee and Frank Miller, they're not going to be involved in any of these titles.
But there's that Superman book.
Yeah, I guess Frank Miller is doing that one. Yeah, that's true. So there
might be a Jim Lee cover. I smell 10 copies for Toby.
There could be. Basically, this is what I was talking about.
That'll be worthless in a day.
Yeah. This is what I was talking about a little while ago, where I said I think DC wants to do more standalone graphic novels and standalone content that's outside the regular continuity, because you have things like Watchmen, Dark Knight, Killing Joke. You have these books that sell very well over 20, 30, 40-year time period. And I think this is the goal here with these books, is to do more of this. So we don't know how they're being released, if it's straight to graphic novel, if it's prestige format, single issues. We don't have any of that detail yet. I mean, not really. But right now, let's see if I have my full list. Let's see. We have Kelly Sue Connick and Phil Jimenez on Wonder Woman Historia, which is going to be obviously a Wonder Woman title. Frank Miller is doing Batman Year One with John Romita Jr. Now, to me,
that seemed if this was out about 15 years ago,
it would be the biggest book of all time.
20 years ago, biggest of all time.
Well, okay. Well, this is them putting. I mean, Miller and John Romita Jr.
I'm gonna get it.
Miller and John Romita Jr. were Daredevil, Man Without Fear, right? Classic, one of the best Daredevil books ever. I kind of feel like this is DC going, these creators have a specific audience. Let's put them on a title together. Let's put it over here. They can go crazy. Let's maybe they don't need to touch the main books anymore.
Which is smart.
Let's sort of, it is. And I think it makes sense.
Could be okay, or it could be a hot mess.
But if it doesn't matter if it's a hot mess, because
it's a straight dumpster fire that nobody's going to buy, or somebody will buy number one and be like, okay, it's a dumpster fire.
There are some people are going to buy the dumpster fire.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'm first in line.
We've all bought dumpster fire.
Oh, it's going to sell. It's going to be huge, but it's going to be something, all right. John Ridley, who's a writer of 12 Years a Slave and also writing the comic American Crime. American Crime. Sorry, he's a creator of American Crime. He did another book for DC, American Way. Am I blanking on the title? I don't have it in front of me. That's all right. He's writing a elsewhere book called The Other History of the DC Universe. Going to focus around disenfranchised groups such as John Stewart, Extrano, Vixen, Supergirl, Katana, and Renee Montoya.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo were going to get together for Last Night on Earth, Snyder's final Batman story. Now, I remember we heard about this a while ago, and it was actually by Sean Murphy. So I don't know if they just said, "Hey, let's just get Capullo and him together." That makes sense. Don't know. Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo are doing Batman Damned, which is Batman in a John Constantine crossover. Which, yeah, I'm down for that. Greg Rucka is doing a Wonder Woman Diana's Daughter title, and yeah. So obviously there's not too much info on these books yet. They've just been announced, but I think they all seem like this, big names, lots of potential. Obviously,
what like just
minis or direct to graphic novel or prestige format. So yeah, I think does anything jump out for anyone? Just
the Snyder Capullo one.
I mean,
everything is worth checking out.
I'm definitely going to check out the Rucka Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. I like Rucka, so
I like the other DC Universe origin.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a companion piece of the history of the DC Universe, sort of,
Wasn't there a Lee Bermejo and...
Yeah, Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo.
Yeah, that one.
I'm
fucking all over that one.
Yeah, Batman and John Constantine.
Yeah.
So this is totally separate from DC continuity, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Why?
Why are they separate from DC continuity?
Because they want to let the creators just go crazy.
Oh,
do whatever they want.
I did get said with the Constantine, with the Bermejo one, it's after like the death of the Joker. Like the Joker has been killed, and this is like kind of picking up from that.
Was the Snyder one?
Oh no,
Death
not
of
the
which
death of the
Joker?
Joker.
Again.
I thought that was that one. No, maybe I'm right.
No, Death of which Joker?
Oh crap!
Death of which Joker?
The Joker.
No, which story?
Real Joker. It's out of continuity. It doesn't matter.
Oh no, is it following the?
No.
Fine.
But there are 3 of me now.
Oh Jesus!
No, I'm talking about.
He sounds so. Why is he?
Wasn't Lee Bermejo?
So much?
Lee Bermejo was on that Joker book. That was awesome, wasn't it? Isn't that Lee?
He did a graphic novel. Yeah, with Brian Azzarello. Yeah, same people, same team.
Hey, I smell a little side universe.
I don't know. I mean, that came out when the Dark Knight came out.
That's Scott.
That would be me.
Oh.
So life is you sometimes.
We're gonna move on to questions. I
wanted to say something. You gave me an advance copy of the Harley Quinn book that's coming out for DC Zoom.
It's one of the kids' ones. Yeah.
No, it's not for the kids' ones. It's the
Zoom and Ink are all the kids' stuff.
Yeah, but which one is the more for like teens?
They're all kids to me.
Okay. I read it was actually really, really good. So I'm actually kind of excited for some of the stuff that they're going to come out with those books.
Yeah. This was a don't pick up the mic. It makes a lot of noise, and when you pick it up and move it around. Thank you. Yeah, just turn it to you. It's fine.
Okay, fine.
And talk into the mic.
I got to go to soccer. Give me one question for me.
One question for you. You have to go to soccer. What?
Yeah.
You're not going to tell them about the trivia?
Boo.
Oh, sure. I will tell you about the trivia.
You have to be here for this.
I'm sure Bryce will think this is probably funny.
What's going on?
So Krypton, hit new show on the Sci-Fi Network coming soon, following the search for not Rip Hunter. Adam Strange. His search for Superman's grandparents in Krypton. Brainiac someone has traveled back in time to try to kill Superman's grandparents, and this Krypton and Brainiac. It's gonna be awesome, right? Anyway, show on Sci-Fi.
It's coming out or it's already out?
No, it comes out in a few weeks.
Yes. 21st.
HQ. You play HQ? HQ. That's what it's called. The iPhone game.
HQ, is that like
the trivia?
Oh no, I thought that was an abbreviation for Hearthstone.
No.
Which would be HS.
It's like a live trivia thing.
Hooked on phonics. Just kidding.
So Krypton has decided, as part to promote the show, they're going to do 9 days leading up to the release of the show of trivia on your phone. So you go in, you get a text saying, "Hey, we're going to start in 10 minutes." You hit the button, boom, you join in, you're in there, cool. You have to answer the questions, right? Do you want to be on Good Connections? So it's Superman trivia.
Okay.
All right, so 10 questions. Winner gets $1,000 each a day. There's 10 runner-ups from depending on how many points you score, right? So it starts. It's like, what letter is on Superman's chest?
The first 5 questions are just...
So I'm like...
They're so simple.
It's not a letter.
It stands for hope, yes. Yeah. They mentioned that.
And they stated that all.
They got comic book writer Brian Michael Bendis to ask a question about Superman. So he was on there, did like a little, it's all like a pre-recorded that, but, they kind of jump back and forth when you answer the question. It kind of scores how fast you are, and if you get it wrong, you're out. So it's to get to the top.
This is awesome.
So go through the first 5 questions. I'm like, bam, 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 nothing. Number 6. What was the name of the radio station or the TV station that Clark Kent was
that worked at briefly?
Worked at. It was like, it was WGBS. I was like, WGBS. I couldn't tell it to you verbally off the top of my head, but the second I saw it, I was like, okay, that's that one. Boom, done. All right.
Wait, is it multiple choice?
Yeah. Okay. 3 questions. I'm like, Number 7. What is Lori Lemeris's husband's name? And I just stare there like, I am so humbled right now.
And Brock and I are sitting there, too, and we're looking at each other like, what do you know? What the hell is that?
So, I know who Lori Lemmerus is, but I'm just like...
It's not Pete?
What? I was like, this is so easy. I'm going to clean the board with this house. I'm going to fucking rock this thing like no tomorrow. I've never been so
had the
humbled.
$1,000 spent.
I've never been so humbled in my entire life.
Oh, no, wait.
With how quickly this game turned.
Wait.
Local comic book shop owner Ryan Higgins drops out of Superman.
And then it gets better.
Well, I don't even remember. Like, one of the questions was, which of these is a month on the Kryptonian calendar? And I'm like... What? Fucking what? Like, oh my god. Okay, this clearly
the other one that stumped us
very
was
quickly.
The name Kal-El in Kryptonian means what?
What does Kal-El mean?
Child of Hope, Star Child, and some other bullshit answer.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, well, it's got to be Child of Hope.
Yeah, Hope stands for
Star Child. No.
Yeah. Apparently, at some point, they decided Kal-El means Star Child. It's like, all right, I don't know where that comes from, but sure, I'll believe you.
I'm sure it was a wiki page somewhere.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm like, the 5s are like the easy answers. They're just trying to get the scrubs out. And then it's like, 6 is hard. And 7 is just like, where the hell did this question come? I put that on Twitter, and someone was like, no, seriously, what was the question? I was like, seriously, who is Lori Lemmerus' husband?
It's Ronell.
It's Ronald. Ronald.
R-O-N-A-L.
That is so funny.
And Lori Lemmerus, of course, is Superman's...
No. What was more funny is that after the trivia, he's walking around the store working on the books, but you can see that he's stewing about this fucking trivia question. I'm like, we're asking him, you okay? Fucking trivia.
Well, it's just.
That's awesome.
It escalates so quickly that I'm just like, okay, well, you just got 99% of the people got out with that answer. The only people that got that right are people that guessed. Because there's no fucking way anyone knows the answer to that question off the top of their head.
Somebody won $1,000.
Oh, of course somebody won. Can you just guess 3 in a row? Yes. Yeah, it's possible. Sure, someone's going to win. Woof.
That's fucking funny. That's a really good story.
All right.
Wait, so he's playing tomorrow.
Yep.
So you're doing it again tomorrow.
5 o'clock every day, baby.
9 days in a row.
I'll be on there. I'll get out with number 7 every time. I'll get all cocky and confident.
Wait. So you're not in front of your computer on?
I really want Toby to film
phone.
this.
Yeah. 5 o'clock.
Yeah, but you have your phone in front of your computer.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you have like 5 seconds to answer.
Oh.
It's multiple choice, and it counts down. It's like, here's the question. 3, 2,
you have the
1.
time frame it takes for them to read each of them off, and then
I
like
may
a
have
couple
to leave
seconds.
work early tomorrow, the day after that.
I'm great with Superman trivia, but I can't read. So.
Oh, she's reading them to you. So all you have to do is wait for her to read you the answers.
Yeah.
And
the best was he was getting cocky because it's like 1 point some odd seconds.
Yeah, because it times you. It's like
6 seconds.
I got this shit, and then it's like,
well, it's like I got to the point at the beginning where I wasn't even reading the question. I'm just looking at the answer. I'm like, well, it's that one. I don't care what the question is. That's the only answer because it's the Superman thing. It's none of these could possibly be the answer.
Is it kryptonite, Biptonite, or lemons?
That was the other question.
Sure.
That was the other question we got right. Was what could kill Superman instantaneously, and that was what, Virus X.
Yes, Virus X.
That was one of the other ones.
But that was like a later one. That was like
that was like number 5. That wasn't
number 5.
That must have been number 9.
That was like 9.
That was the one after I got out. Yeah.
You're wrong. It's a fucking Solar Man.
All right, we have a bunch of emails. People are asking, did we read emails? Yeah, I don't get quite as many, but a couple of these emails actually ask if we read emails. So yes.
No, we don't.
Yeah. So are we having emails from 2014, 15, 16, 17, and 18 maybe?
Not
there's 5 of them.
Not quite, but
sorta.
This is from one.
Not quite, but sort of.
This is from one day ago.
Sure.
This is from Eric. He said, just discovered the podcast. Dig the vibe you guys have. Thank you. But more importantly, the history your podcast has. Listening to you now versus 2012 is such a time machine to see how culture has changed.
Is it?
It was such a more innocent time.
Yeah.
I recently played around with the idea of getting back in the comics, but I find it hard to justify.
This was it back in the day, by the way. Oh, hey, Brock. What did you think about Harley Quinn #1? Well, I liked it, and it was good. Okay, let's go thank our Patreon people. And
we didn't have Patreon back then.
Yeah, we don't have Patreon.
You know it's a lie because you know that was not Brock's reaction to Harley Quinn #1.
It was awesome. I got a statue, and
I got the new,
so good.
the new one back there.
He says, I got 10 copies on my wall right now.
No, you're the 10 copy guy.
He says, I find it hard to justify buying single issues in the face of collections. This is actually very apropos to a conversation we need to have. Says, for example, the Mr. Miracle book, which I've heard is fantastic, is $3.99 an issue for 12 issue, an investment of $84, and then plus more of tax. Compare that to Amazon's pre-order price of $25 for the trade of 12 issues. That's a $23 savings for something I can put on the shelf and will last longer with use. I heard buying the floppies is what makes or break a book, and I'm guessing it's the bread and butter of stores, but from a consumer perspective, what is the tangible benefit? I get supporting local businesses and being able to talk about a story with people as it's coming out, but the change... $28 plus 25 or $48 plus 25 for floppies and the collection versus just 25 for the collection is too wide. I hope to hear back. It's something I'm focused on. We're trying to get back to the hobby. It's been a mental roadblock. Well, if you want, right now, you can buy the entire Venom collection for 99 cents on Amazon because they're selling it digitally through this insane sale that they keep having for Marvel collections.
I just put a bunch of shit in the cart. Yeah. I'm at like $48, but my savings are at $667.
Right.
He's like, I'm spending $600 on this.
Comixology or Amazon?
I mean, it's Amazon, but I think you can. I think it all goes for Comixology.
Yeah, you can buy it through the Comics Conspiracy digital store.
Oh, it's actually on our store.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, I thought it was
just back. So what money I'm giving you?
Awesome. I'll take my 10% and 99 cents. So
I'll take that 99 cents over your 10%.
First, real quick,
I just like him going, I'm getting a dime on each of those.
Let's talk about the sale that Amazon's doing because, look, if digital sales were going to take over the world, they wouldn't be doing sales like this. There wouldn't be a need to. They're trying to get people to jump in and buy these books. And at this point, it's free for them. It's all old material. So
Secret Empire's 99 cents.
Well, but this current
Vision.
sale is supposed to be like recent releases. These are like...
There's stuff on there that's not out yet that I could buy for $1.
Well, all of it's out.
No, but there's a pre-order at the very bottom.
Okay, I can't speak to that one. But most of it is basically trades that have come out in the last, 3 months.
Stuff that's coming out tomorrow you could buy right now for $1.
What's coming out tomorrow?
The Avengers Epic Collection. The what else is on that wall back there?
Oh, those are $1?
Yeah, the Kung Fu Master.
Yeah.
What is this $1? There's like 3 or 4 of them. That's $1.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't go buy it for $1 because you could come here and spend $40 on Master of Kung Fu because you get to hang out with us. That's
this
totally
is the
worth
question.
It.
So this is the question that I from the customer angle. I'm a customer. From the store owner angle, from the employee angle. I mean, let's talk about this because this is a legitimate question.
I like to have things. So I would actually go buy the one that's out here, and then for another $1, be able to take. So I'd have it at home, and then for $1, when I travel, I'd be able to read it wherever. So for $41,
right.
But I like to have stuff, and for me, I'm a single issue guy.
Yep.
So I single issue everything.
Well, this is his question: single issues versus trades. Versus buying a trade in a store versus buying on Amazon.
I'm a total trade/hardcover guy. Even though I say that, every week I tell Ryan I really should stop buying single issues. I still buy him all the single issues I can get. I love them covers, man.
So for me, as the customer, the reason I buy single issues is because of the immediacy. It's not necessarily the store. It's not necessarily the conversation. I mean, that's a big part of it. But I own the store, but obviously from my point of view, I've always bought the single issues because you're buying it on a release day. The trade paperbacks that I own, I've said this before, the trades I own, almost every single one I own, unless it's an original graphic novel, has been a collection of something that I really like. I only double dip on the stuff that I really, really like. It's my Blu-rays. Those. I only own stuff I've already seen. I don't buy stuff that I haven't seen.
You don't do full collections because I went for the Space Saga, which Charlie loves, and I wanted to read. So I'm like, fuck it. If I'm going to go in, I want the entire fucking saga.
I mean, it's very rare. Let me put it this way. I bought the X-Men Age of Apocalypse omnibus a little while ago because I told myself that if it survived another sale, I would just take it home because I've never read it start to finish.
You didn't?
So, no.
Fucking love
So
the
that
Age
I
of
bought.
Apocalypse.
Walking Dead. After I sold my collection, I picked up the three compendiums. And I was like, fuck it, this is just how I'm reading Walking Dead now. Every couple of years, I'll buy the compendium when it comes out.
Pull out your podium and read
it. And a lot of my independent stuff I've moved over to reading collected format. So there is a few things that I'm still picking up in that material, but it's not stuff that I care about the immediacy factor on.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's what you all touched on. That it's instantaneous gratification on the singles.
Yeah.
Right. I get a lot of singles, but there's stuff that I've only read in trade. Like I pick it up only in trade. Invincible's only in trade. Walking Dead's only in trade. I've started to do independent books where I kind of checked out the first issue and then I'll get the trade and read
Yeah.
that. So
well, and again, a lot of people try out like the number ones on an indie book and then grab the trades later. But then you'll see that with the trade number 1, I sell 100 copies of, and trade number 3, I sell 4.
Yeah.
That happens. I think, if it's about dollars, there's, again, you could get the trade, you could wait for some of these crazy sales, you can go to DCBS, there's other ways to buy this stuff. I'm not going to say you should go to a comic store and pay full price. I mean, I would, but you don't have to. I mean, there's no wrong way to buy comics. And I am a comic book store, and we don't discount too much stuff, and we do. But some people, that's
I got my dad the Vision hardcover from the Amazon bookstore because it was 35% off. I was like, get a better deal out there, and I work here.
Yeah, I can't compete against what Amazon charges for stuff, right? I mean, any sort of support for a local comic shop. I mean, that's all on you if you want to do it. There's no right or wrong way as the customer to do it. Just don't BitTorrent everything. If you like something, purchase it, at least in some fashion.
Agreed. As a collector of floppy issues and hardcover trades and softcover trades across the board, I collect the soft cover. I mean the floppy issues, the single issues. For their collectability, some of them are, I don't flip hardly any books, but I want the comic book. I want the individual comic book because it's part of the collection. I go after the omnibuses that I really enjoyed the entire runs. And
once you start getting the single issues, you're like you got to feed that.
Yes, absolutely.
You just go. Yep. Next. Got to complete that collection.
And we did that. We did that today when we updated my pull list. So I got to make sure I'm not going to miss the next Amazing Spider-Mans and the Thanos run and the Avengers and stuff like this. Stuff that I have not read for quite a long time, but now that I'm picking it up again, I want to make sure I just make sure I satisfy that need, that fix.
I've been trying for a really long time now to go less and less in singles because they keep gathering up in my garage, living room, bedroom, everywhere. Not so much actually. I don't try to read comic books there. Maybe other things. But I love the trades because I like them on the bookshelves, and I tend to reread stuff when they're on the bookshelf, which with the single issues, I tend not to because they go in a box, and I usually don't see them unless I'm looking for them.
Yeah.
But with that said, I still can't help myself to be excited. Like that damn Spider-Man with that awesome Green Goblin cover, I'm just so fucking excited about it. Like, I can't help it to buy it and take it home. Like
immediacy, right? It's in front of you. It's here. So you can wait for the trade, but you're going to wait 6 to 8 months, right?
If I wasn't here every Wednesday/Tuesday nights, if I was like back in LA and I only go to the store every like 3-4 months, I probably just buy trades.
Yeah.
But the community here, I mean, I get so happy about it. I mean, like it's just like can't help it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, there's plenty of stuff that I've said. I'll wait for the trade, and then the trade comes out, and my interest has waned.
Yeah. Well, the joke always was, and I feel like it's starting to change a little bit, but the joke always was, waiting for the trade means you're just not going to buy it, right? That used to be the joke. Now it's actually not as much. Obviously, trades sell way better now. But
so I used to be like Jim, and I used to get everything and collect everything.
Yeah.
Yes,
now,
you did.
I don't. Yeah. So now I want to get the floppies every week. And then about every year, I bring in my boxes and I drop them off to Ryan. And I'm like, here, have some comics. I give them away after about a year. Everything. So my collection just stops at a certain point. And
it stops in 1962.
No, it goes to the 80s.
I was going to say, you keep your keys. You keep your silver and bronze keys.
But
I was going to say, let me give you my address for the keys. We can talk about that off.
But it is. I mean, it's just, for me, it's a space issue.
Yep.
A moving issue.
Yeah.
I don't want to move stuff that, honestly, it might be worth something in 30 years.
Yeah.
But if I die, somebody else is going to have to sell it.
And look, I mean, even if you are torrenting everything, which is fine, whatever, every now and again, just support your local comic shop or go to Amazon, buy a trade at full price, or even if it's a discount, just buy something. That's all that really matters. Look, people torrent stuff. Everyone torrents it. It's fine, whatever. Just buy stuff occasionally. Buy your favorite things physically. That's my suggestion.
I'll tell you a story, a torrenting story that pissed me off.
What's your story?
I have a friend, he did better than me. I went to school, became a doctor. All good, he makes some money because he's a doctor, drives a BMW, all good, I'm not jealous at all. He goes, I really, really want to see the new Transformer movie. I'm like, great, let's go watch it. He goes, no. He told me he can't spend the $10 to go watch it at the movie theater, so he torrented it at home to watch a crappy camcorder version of it. I got so pissed off at him. I'm like, first of all, if you actually want to see it, spend a fucking $10.
I know,
and go watch the fucking movie.
I know so many people that use those like Redbox or whatever they are, the torrent streams where people will feed in those handheld cam versions.
If you actually want to watch something, then fucking just pay the $10. Well, I know maybe it's $14 now, but still, just pay the fucking money.
You don't even. It's not even $14 with these movie club things. It's $8.99, and then every ticket's for free.
You can buy cheap stuff like at
or it's
Costco for
right. I mean,
pair of tickets is much cheaper than the actual price.
No. Movie club is $8.99, and then you get a free ticket. Everything's free. Free. You just pay $8.99 a month, and you get unlimited movie tickets.
Yep.
You can only buy them out in front of the movie, so it's going to be hard to get things that come out right away. But be smart about it. Go see, invest in the people that are actually, the creators and artists that are, that busted their ass to get to that point.
Agreed.
Fully agreed. I mean, I fully understand if you're eating ramen noodles, don't go spend $30 on a trade. But
sure.
But if you got some bucks, and this is the stuff you love,
yeah.
I mean, that's where your money should go to.
Support your local comic book store.
It's not even that. It's like, you love movies, go buy fucking some Blu-rays and movies and go buy it, or go watch in the theaters. Like, you like a band, go buy a fucking T-shirt every now and then.
Right,
so fuck that streaming shit.
Yep. All right, next question from Joe Duff.
Is this email?
Yeah, all more emails. He says, hello, Ryan and the rest of the Comic Conspiracy crew. I've been listening, supporting for a while, but
it's actually Toby and the rest of the Conspiracy crew. Or
but
Bryce.
I've been stubborn and Bryce I don't like Twitter, so I thought I'd try email. Love the show and get most of my comic industry info from you all. Keep up the numbers. I really love hearing those and all the interpretations. It says, I hear with fun but slightly pained heart about Chaos Comics.
Jim.
Wait, it's not
this
Chaos.
Dude. What's his name again?
Joe.
Joe, you wrote in at the best time possible.
Patreon backer Joe Duff.
Because
in college, that is what I collected a lot of. Lady Death number 1 was my first
Joe.
big purchase. They had some good stuff, but I do realize they're a product of time, limited appeal that didn't age that well. Anyone else have comic confessions they don't normally want to admit to?
Oh, no, Jim Guy says
let's go back to Joe. Let's go back to Joe.
Jim will tell.
Jim has a full-size Lady Death at his home.
I do.
That he painted himself.
No.
You didn't paint it?
Didn't have to paint it.
Oh,
it
was white.
It was a white mannequin.
See, the problem here is he said anything anyone doesn't want to admit, Jim will happily admit to all of this.
Yeah.
Joe, in case you still have your Lady Death infatuation, Coffin Comics is now producing Lady Death books, and you can.
Didn't their last Patreon?
I told you, Joe. You wrote in at the perfect time for this because Jim's here.
Hit like $250,000.
Their last Kickstarter, which was supposed to be funded to at least $15,000, went up to over $220,000.
Is every issue a Kickstarter now?
Huh?
Is every issue a Kickstarter now?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Because they've worked out. Because they've worked out. That's the way to go.
So every issue,
and it's working
one.
For them.
So this must be your favorite book, Ryan.
Oh, Ryan hates it. Ryan hates it.
Really need some Lady Death.
I don't hate it. I can't sell them, right? But good
look,
on them. Good on them.
With the amount provided in the Kickstarter, it proves that there are still Chaos Fiends. There are still people who enjoy the Bad Girl comics, the Lady Death stuff. So. And I'm not talking about the $50 books. I'm not talking about the $200 books. Okay, you can go in there for the $25 and get the soft cover and be done with it.
Yep.
Okay, it's a trade. It's a soft cover trade, right? So you can go in there for that comic book, or you can get the hardcover, or you can go extravagant and get everything. So
the question we need to ask is:
nope, we don't need to ask a question.
Jim,
no,
how extreme did you go?
We don't need to ask a question. That's not important.
Jim, how extreme did you go?
So his question actually was: anyone have any confessions they don't normally want to admit to? So I mean, the thing is, we all wear our terrible tastes on our sleeves.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think they're excellent taste. But,
I got my Harley shirt on.
Toby with his Brown Coat Avengers.
Yeah.
Charlie and Bryce with Cable and.
Wait.
Ryan
are you saying Brown Coat
Ryan with his new Warriors and his Speedball?
Hell yeah.
Come on, you're going to accept all that Cable money as all this Cable merchandise starts coming out.
Should we talk about the potentially troll clickbait article saying that Deadpool 2 is really bad and they're going in for reshoots 8 weeks before?
That's okay. I'm going to go see the Cable movie, so it's all good.
I saw the tweet that Charlie renamed it the Cable movie.
I call bullshit on that, by the way, too. I don't believe that's true.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta admit, there was a time I enjoyed Lady Death. And it was probably the time...
I read a bunch of Lady Death and Evil Army back in the day.
But I think my favorite Lady Death is probably the Lady Death that all the Lady Death fans hate.
The cross-gen one?
Yeah! I actually genuinely like that one. I really, really like the cross-gen one.
I'm sorry, I just threw up in my mouth.
See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about?
My
She's
issue
wearing way
is
too much clothes on that.
whenever I think Lady Death nowadays, I always think at the end of Sojourn when they started promoting the fact they were going to do the crossover with Lady Death.
Yeah.
That never
No,
happened.
but
You know what? It could be worse. You could be thinking about the Avatar Lady Death. So that was like the worst.
I actually
Sojourn
like
to
the
finish.
story in the
buy all the
cross-gen
covers?
Lady Death.
You read it for the article, Stubby?
Yes.
No, I really did read it for the articles on that one.
Of course you did.
actually
Of
really
course you did,
enjoyed
Toby.
Dude, she had so much clothes on. None of you fools wanted to read it.
Good question, Joe.
All right, here's one from Trey. He says, hey, I recently got back into buying physical comics, and I wanted to know how you felt about variants. Do you think they really incentivize picking up multiple copies? And which comics have the most variants for an issue? I remember Dark Knight 3 having a bunch.
Dark Knight.
Star Wars #1.
If something has more than Star Wars #1, which had well over 100 covers, I think by the end, by the end it had like 100 and change, 105 maybe or something
For Star Wars #1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of those were store exclusive
He's
covers.
just, but I mean,
doesn't matter.
They're variants.
Well, no, I'm just saying that they weren't covers you could walk into any comic shop and get. You had to hunt them down.
Absolutely,
buy them off
yes.
eBay.
Which
they
Star
were
Wars
not
fans
readily
love to do.
available.
Yeah.
At which point they put them into a hardcover book so that you can look at all the covers that came out for Star Wars
Wait, they did?
#1. I shit you not. It is on
Our Harley
100-page book.
Our Harley cover.
it is.
Our Harley cover is in the DC Harley.
I don't mind that. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's very cool. I will say this, though. I only buy covers I love, except for 2 occasions.
But you love all covers.
No. That's the problem. Except for 2 occasions, Tomb Raider #1, I bought every single cover because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And Gambit #1 had like 5 covers too. Do you remember that? I bought every single cover too because it's fucking Gambit. I had to buy every cover.
I bought the Dynamic Forces signed variant cover for that trash New Warrior series that came out a couple years ago. So yeah, variant covers sell books. That's just what happens.
Wait, how many covers do you have of a certain Sandman book?
How many volumes?
No,
many different...
didn't he just clean up his storage room and he said he had X amount of what cover?
For Sandman Overture?
Yeah.
For that 6-issue mini, I have like 55 books or something like that. It's just so fucking stupid.
The ridiculous one is
It's
just
so
John's
stupid.
Justice League from the New 52.
Oh, I have like 19 copies of Justice League #1.
Yeah. It's like
See, now the funny thing with Ryan Higgins is he's not even buying it for the art. It's because he likes the writer. He goes, I gotta buy all covers. That makes no sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
The 52 issues of the Jeff Johns Justice League has like it's like 3/4 of a long box.
Yeah, you know. At least Toby and I can
stupid.
justify it about the cover art, whereas you're buying it for the writer.
Yeah.
it's the same writing. It's the same interior. It doesn't
The
make any
words are
fucking
not
sense.
changed.
That's okay.
I like the words are changing. I'm like, I gotta get this very cover because
Scott,
the words are
oh my God,
different.
Scott just jumped on board. He just realized
They're my favorite comics, so I gotta get
no S in this book, but there's a C in the other one.
there's a different cover, but God damn it, all the interiors are the same.
There's like a crayon smiley face on the cover, and Ryan's like, I gotta get it. It's a Watchmen comic book.
No, the books that I have.
Overture comic book.
I'm just waiting for them to get into the like variant panels where one panel will say something different.
yeah, exactly.
Team Titans #1 has 5 different interior
Yes, it is.
middle pages. I have them all. They're in
Yep.
my bind. Yep.
Wasn't there 2 versions of a certain author book where the F word was actually printed accidentally in the first
I mean, that's
one?
a reprint on All Star Batman. Yeah,
Error books are one thing. Yeah, so
that's the only time I can remember. Like, the books are different.
But yes, as we've said, Trey, variants are there specifically so people buy multiple copies.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, and people
You
do.
can look at all the independent books. Avatar.
I don't want to get into it.
Fucking 15 naked chick covers.
Shit.
There's
We
a
never,
regular
we never got
regular
past
wrap cover.
We never got
wrap
past Lady
cover.
Death #1. I was still waiting for
Some of
Avatar
the-
Lady Death #2.
Some of those Avatar books might have more variant covers than Star Wars. I swear to
It's because they keep releasing the same book.
The Boundless ones, I mean.
Oh, the Boundless ones, absolutely.
Some of those Boundless books have so many.
You have
variant
some
covers.
holders. You have some comic people that actually
Many.
that actually collect some of the Lady Deaths and stuff like that.
I mean, we're
it's
talking-
a box of Lady Death #1s. I'm talking like half of a short box of #1s. Each one same interiors and each one with a different cover.
No, I mean, I think like Boundless, which is they do a lot of adult comic books.
Right.
They're averaging 30 to 40 covers per issue.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yep.
But people buy them, right? Someone buys them. Obviously, they keep making them. So, let's see. We got one here. Let's see. We got one here from Bevins. B. Evans. This goes back. This is back a couple weeks, but this goes back to Black Panther. So let's see. I think the MCU was sort of a very good reason for why Wakanda's technology won't change the world. Thanos is going to smash the shit out of Wakanda. We already know that he's going to attack the city, presumably to retrieve an Infinity Stone at the center of that big chunk of vibranium. And we know he has to succeed, so the only way for that to be possible is for him to defeat Wakanda's armies and defenses and probably take out a good-sized chunk of the city, too. Basically, Wakanda won't have much of a chance to share their technology with the world before they're forced to withdraw and rebuild themselves.
That's a good guess.
Yeah. I know there was one of the... I don't remember if it was... the directors, someone came out recently and said that basically the back third of the movie is entirely in Wakanda, which leads a lot of evidence to that. So,
I mean, that creates for more stories later too, because then you got some of the Wakandans being mad at T'Challa for coming out, so to speak, and they go, "We could have been saved if we never came out and shared the thing," stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Thanos would have still shown up.
Yeah, but I mean, it just allows for more story afterwards too. So that's a good guess. I'll go with that.
Yeah. He also says, do you guys still read notes you get from this or from Patreon? I'll avoid Twitter because it's a horrible shit-show of narcissists and sycophants. So hopefully,
wait, what? Say that louder.
Wait, not to get through to you.
Slower?
So yes, Bevins, yes, we do read these. This is why I'm actually doing this because I had not been.
Wait, did he call us narcissists?
He did call us narcissists.
What is he?
He's on email.
Troll.
Oh. Troll.
Wait, what was he saying though? If we read his emails,
We got a question from Hunter Patrick about Fresh Start. It's something we already covered. We did talk at length about all the different Fresh Start books, but we haven't heard any this week. So
No, there hasn't been any new news.
I think we'll cover more Fresh Start books once they start, and I think we'll have way more stuff to talk about, especially once that Avengers #1 comes out, which will be sooner than the others. Hey, another one from Bevins. Sorry, got a couple here from you. It says, first, I want to gently chide you on your revealing the return of the Martian Manhunter in the next issue of Metal.
Yeah, what the hell?
Personally, most of my comic news comes from you guys. I occasionally read some level-headed, non-spoilery comic news sites, but I stay the hell away from clickbait mills and the Twitter garbage fire, and I think a lot of other people do too.
Did he say clickbait mills?
Mills. Clickbait mills.
Not milfs.
What's mills?
Most people... Mill, like a mill.
And
like
I love that he refers to Twitter as a garbage
Yeah.
fire.
Wait, what's a mill?
A mill, like, where you process stuff,
basically a fabrication place where you process metal or process wood or something like that.
I get it now.
Most people probably don't hear about the stuff.
Guys. All right, cool.
Most people probably don't hear
Thank
about the stuff until you actually read the issue or until you guys blurt it out. Now, I actually...
That would be Ryan. That would be
It was a
Ryan.
prime week for you. That was the week that you also spoiled Frank Castle as...
So, Red Goblin. Let's go back to Red Goblin for a second here.
Wait, don't say anything because I haven't read it yet. Who's the Red Goblin?
You were here when we talked about this.
I don't know what you're talking
an hour.
about.
10 minutes ago. An hour ago.
When we talk, when people read spoilers, so there's a difference between a spoiler drop like that and just a character is going to be appearing in this issue. So, like, the Red Goblin, his first full appearance will be in Spider-Man 798, right?
Spoiler level #1.
Does knowing that
Level 1.
ruin the book? Does it make you more interested in picking it up? Do you
More
want
interested. Level 1 spoiler.
Do you then want to buy it because you wouldn't have known about it and now you're more interested? I mean...
Well, if Gambit is in it, I would have bought 5 copies at this point.
This has been the question that I've been asking people. Because I feel like we should know this stuff, right?
Level 1 pushes you to buy more stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Telling me that Frank Castle is Cosmic Ghost Rider?
Yeah.
What?
Just punch in the face.
Sorry.
Okay, so the thing is
What?
this
Yes.
the Red Goblin.
What's the thing?
The Red Goblin coming back.
Yes.
Or they're being created or whatever the fuck it is. It's been teased in the actual book.
They had him on the cover of one of the variant covers of last issue.
Yeah, so it's
we
like
know this is happening.
This isn't something that's oh my god. It's not like Daniel at the end of issue 1 of Metal. Where we're all like, what the holy shit, right? This is something they've built up to. Oh, shut up! You've read it. That's the thing is this is something
What's
more
the
of
thing?
I'll fucking stab you.
Continue.
Keep
Continue.
going.
But that's your questions are
Who are you
valid,
stabbing?
but I think that what it comes down to is what exactly is being spoiled. Something where we don't know. In the case of Daniel or Martian Manhunter, that's a spoiler. Whereas he's on the goddamn cover of an issue prior.
Yep.
This is what the story's been leading up to. This is just, hey, this is when he's finally going to make his official debut.
Yeah.
Like,
To me, it's a spoiler. Somebody was waiting for the trade or whatnot, but anybody who's actually actively reading the books who is likely to buy that issue already knew that information. You're only spoiling the people who were not going to buy that issue till you gave them that information and went, holy shit, I'm going to need to buy 10 copies.
Yeah.
because you got spoiled on Daniel.
Yeah, but again, I mean, it came out Monday because it was going to leak everywhere because people had the issue. So that's the only reason I saw that. But, again, I care.
You only
but I also
spoiled because
don't
you
care.
know who Daniel was. You got me who were like, flip the page, go, who the fuck is
no
this dude?
He says he's been watching Gotham since the start, and he totally agrees that it's a mess. He says, but if any used to watching, they just had the recent story arc had Professor Pig. He's every bit as weird as he is in the comics and does some really fucked up things. So I'm way off Gotham. Not been paying attention.
I think 3 episodes into season 2.
Yeah,
I
think
have
I'm
to
like
say,
9 episodes behind or something like that. I've actually watched a handful of them at the start of this season because it had Rachel Gould in it.
Well,
and that
he
was
says
enough to keep me going.
they cast Alexander Siddig, Siddig, right? That's his last name, as Dr. Bashir from DS9 as Russell Gould, which is a great cast.
So let's talk about a show that we aren't caught up yet. Jessica Jones season 2.
Oh yeah, you know what? Actually, yeah, we meant to talk about this briefly. So Jessica Jones season 2
briefly.
Yeah, Bryce is gone, so it's fine.
Just because if it's a Marvel show, you're like, hey, briefly.
It just came out.
Yeah, and
none of us have finished it yet.
Says okay, I didn't finish it either.
I know.
What episode are
I
you
still
on?
need to
Toad?
watch season 1.
I have no idea.
Like, what have they done?
They
He
done
fell
some
asleep
things.
halfway.
Hold on. No. I can remember.
You should just sleep
no,
on
I
your
can't.
TV,
It's a spoiler
Toby.
level 3. If I say it right now, someone comes back.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, and he is not necessarily spoiler level 2.
No, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows.
What?
They don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
What?
Everyone does.
What do you mean
It's
everybody
fine.
knows?
Huh?
Don't spoil it for me.
They were talking about this before the
Again.
show, like way before the show.
No,
came out.
not
Anyway.
him. Not him. I'm talking about another him.
Okay. Anyway,
I'm talking about the one with the thingy on his face versus not not colored dude.
so I watched the first episode. So I get a chance to see the first episode.
Okay. That's surprising. Was it like super boring and
It's all right,
nothing happens and you prefer to watch CW shows because stuff actually happens in them?
Well, I mean, it's a bit of a change of pace from the first season. I think a little bit. I kind of liked the Wizard. He was sort of funny.
He was awesome. Wait.
I liked his funny power.
How many episodes did you get?
Just
to?
the first one.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah, no, he dies at the end of that first one. That's fine.
He does?
I like when he goes. I like the little noise
Wait,
they
that was
have.
not the first episode. That was the second episode
That
or
was the first
third
episode.
Really?
I like the little noise he makes when he runs. It's super funny. Of all the
that's
fucking
what Ryan
characters,
fucking
the
likes.
Wizard, Jim. There's one of your invaders.
The Wizard? Yeah, I
Yeah.
know the Wizard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. World War II.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Little different character in Jessica Jones.
I
Maybe
need,
we'll
I need
get
to see it.
Silkman
I need
on
to see it.
Daredevil.
Is he in the yellow costume?
Yeah.
Oh
Go
my
Al. Well,
They put him in yellow.
he's in
costume.
yellow.
Yeah, he's in yellow. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
That's kind of cool, though.
That's cool. I like that. That's nice.
But yeah, as far as like,
haven't seen it yet, though.
at least the plot from the first episode is something from the place that created Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Is now loose and on the hunt for other metahumans.
Yeah,
other
rising stars.
I guess it's not DC. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
metahumans.
not CW.
That's
It's not
Rising
Metahumans.
Stars.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
comic decisions going.
Yeah.
So something is hunting them. I don't know anything past that. I mean, obviously, I assume a character for the first season will be back. Oh,
No,
did
not
you
one.
think Ghostbusters 2?
Huh?
Did you think Ghostbusters 2 when Patsy Walker was doing her little song and dance at the kid's birthday party? That's all I could think about with that. He-Man. Ghostbusters 2? Remember Ghostbusters 2?
I didn't think that, but I totally get why you
Yeah.
would think that.
When they're doing the kid's birthday party.
You make weird connections or shit.
Did you
man.
never watch Ghostbusters 2?
Fucking love Ghostbusters too, but I
Yeah.
will not remember shit like that. I only
very
remember
beginning.
glorious stuff with them sapping the motherfucker in the picture.
When they're at the kid's birthday party. And all the kids are like, I wanted He-Man. He-Man. No?
Well, He-Man is fucking awesome, I'll tell you that much too.
But it was Ray and Winston. They were at this kid's birthday party.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's like Michelangelo when he had the zipper on and he did the kid's birthday party and he was being a turtle.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he had this fake zipper on his
Yeah.
like shell. I thought it was awesome.
Anyway.
Right.
I don't... So you guys are further ahead of me on Jessica Jones. What do you think it's so
That
far?
was creepy though when she was singing and the dads were like,
Yeah.
we finally have
Yeah.
fucking Jessica. No, not Jessica. Patsy Walker.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, that was not for the
weird.
kids. It's like, oh, the kid
Yeah.
watches your DVDs every day.
Yeah, sure. That was fucking, that was creepy, and it gets worse, Ryan Higgins. That's
Okay.
a spoiler of warning number 2 for you.
Okay.
It's good. I like it. I'm only 6 episodes in, but
Compared to first season, not as good.
I mean, come on. You don't have David Tennant creeping me
But
out
he's not
every
the
episode.
doctor.
I don't care. I loved his Purple Man.
He was a
Jessica!
good Pokemon. He was a good Pokemon.
Jessica! Oh, man. Yeah, she was so good.
I'm digging it. I think I'm 4 or 5 in, maybe 6. I don't know.
But
I'm not
you
sure.
said there's no opening credits or end credits, right?
Well, the Netflix is getting
They
smarter
fast
and smarter
forward.
now.
Yeah.
They know what I'm like. Soon in.
They're smart
Well,
enough
so
to
then-
get rid of the previously on this
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
and just get you right
Yeah.
back to
The
the show.
problem is, I always love watching previously ons because I forget everything.
Like the fucking two minutes right after you watch it. You do?
Yes. I really need those previously ons because I will forget.
I love it because I'm watching it now as a giant fucking movie that's just like is 12 hours long. So
I watched those.
Well, even now, if you pay attention, when you're watching like the first episode, it will ask you if you want to skip the credits. And
to me,
stuff
it
like
does
that.
it automatically. It just it goes seamlessly into the next episode. I mean, I know.
Well,
what
no,
the episode-
I'm saying when you start episode 1 and it starts playing the opening credits, it will even ask if you want to skip the credits.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Yeah.
they've marked that stuff completely.
Perfect. I mean, it's great. I know when the episode ends. I'm just like I'm not entirely sure where I am in the show right now. I just like watch as a seamless movie at this point.
So we'll talk more about Jessica Jones as it goes
I do
on.
think Kristen Ritter is like one of those perfect castings.
Oh,
I
yeah.
never ever want to see
Perfect.
someone else in that. Like it's like Tony Stark.
Yeah.
I don't really want to see anybody else ever playing
She's
those
like a
characters.
dead
It's
ringer
like-
for the
they're
character.
right,
Yeah, it's amazing. So Bevan's had a couple other questions here. He says, what are some of your favorite villain-turned-heroes? I've enjoyed seeing Lex and Lobo acting as heroes, albeit complicit ones. And which villain do you think would be the most interesting if they became heroes? My vote is for Mr. Freeze. They've really had Poison Ivy be that kind of isn't she a lot recently. Although she's like full-on villain in like the most recent issues of Batman.
Yeah.
But they've gone back and forth with her a lot in the last handful of years. I love the Lex hero stuff through New 52 and now into Rebirth, but that's getting fully wrapped up in the action special that comes out before Action 1001. So, but it's been a good arc. I've really liked him trying to be like he's like, no, I'm Superman now. I've got the power suit, and now I am Superman.
So all Lex really wanted to do is just become Superman.
Yeah,
That's all he ever wanted.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of characters eventually do this. Deadpool, Harley, they've made that switch. Catwoman has made that switch.
Magneto
has made that switch.
Every other X-Men arc he made.
Well, it's like some of like the best villains. People want to write them more, but it's really hard to write villain books. So they slowly kind of become heroes as time goes on.
Yeah.
And what do you think would be the most interesting? What? Well, and probably the most recent example has been Clayface in Detective Comics. That's been a great character. I love his arc in that. It seems like it's over.
Eddie
now,
Brock was a hero in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Sinestro was a hero when they did the New 52 Green Lantern launch.
Yep.
Magneto's been a hero from time to time.
Move the mic.
Magneto's been a hero from time to time.
Yeah.
Comes in and out.
About that.
Yeah, we
Have
said
you paid
Magneto.
attention to the last couple of minutes, my friend?
No, he's playing.
He's playing fucking Pokemon. Not Puzzle Quest. Pokemon.
We got one last question here, and then I'm
Dude,
gonna
all the emails were from the same guy. When he said you were going to do emails, I assumed you were going to do like different. Or did the same guy like write every week, and you just like
2 out of 5.
Okay.
This is from Ben. Not the
You
same
sure
person.
not
so far.
Bivens?
Yes.
Okay. You sure?
He says, "Hey Ryan and company. Sounds like things are going well at the new location. They are. That's the new shop. We've been here.
Yeah, none of us got raises. We did. Never mind.
Jesus.
So 7 months. I'm curious about what changes you've noticed as far as new products that are working and new clientele that you're seeing with the store being more visible. Are you feeling properly settled now? Have you had any mornings where you accidentally started heading to the old place while still half asleep?" Toby, for you, he says, since he was too late to get in for the 0.5 episode, who's your favorite Spice Girl?
Spice Girl.
And if you would be a member of the Spice Girls, who would you be? This is for you.
Fuck, how would I know that?
You're not a Spice Girls
You
fan?
don't know who the Spice Girls are?
I know who they are. They had that song.
If you
song.
want to be a lover.
The song?
Oh, no, we need this on mic.
All right. Wait,
I'm
you
good.
sing it, Scott.
I'm good.
I honestly
You know
don't
it?
know.
My friends.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, dear
I know
God.
one is married to the soccer player,
Posh.
the underwear man.
Posh.
Okay.
The underwear
I
man.
know one is on British Got Talent. Britain's Got Talent.
Probably Baby.
And then the rest have no
Oh, no,
idea who
that's
they are.
scary. Mel B.
I have no idea who the rest of them are.
Why the
Dude.
fuck do I know
Get the
this shit?
Yeah, why do
outta
you know
here.
this shit? Do you have the dolls at home?
No.
All right, you sure?
Positive.
It's
my
okay.
daughter
You're in a
does.
safe area.
No shame. You
hey,
know I have no
Scott,
shame.
you're in a safe zone. It's all
You
right.
know I have no shame.
See, Scott likes really good music and awful music.
I like all music.
Awful music.
Well, not all.
But then you like my favorite bands of all time you love, and then you love the worst music that's ever been produced in human history.
Like what?
I don't know. Lots
don't
of
know
garbage
this.
from the last 20 years.
I do like lots of garbage from the last 20
Are you
years.
talking about all the hip hop he likes that I have?
No, he has...
Okay.
I don't think Ryan hates...
Well, to answer his question, because I only know 2 of them, I'll go with Mel B out of the 2.
Scary Spice.
Okay. Well, I don't know what that means, but okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but what was his actual question?
The question was about the shop. So it's been doing great.
I have something to tell you. One of my normal friends,
Okay.
weeks after he got this new job down there somewhere, and I'm pointing like this way on the
West.
road. Yeah. He decided to text me. He goes, "Hey man, I've been driving by this place called Comics Conspiracy. Is that the shop that you keep going to?" I'm like, "Yes."
Nice.
He goes, "Oh yeah, I finally noticed it." I'm like, "Oh, that's brilliant because, that's the whole point of moving so people notice it." He goes, "Well, it took me 3 weeks." I'm like, "But you fucking noticed
Found it. Yeah.
It didn't take you 24 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been doing great. I mean, new customers way up. A lot of the walk-in guys after we moved over to Comic Hub, that point-of-sale system, Toby's favorite thing of all time.
It's a piece of shit.
It's POS.
Oh, do you like my ringing up this Saturday?
Yeah, how you scanned every barcode, how you scanned every
because
every
it makes
back issue
no
is one
sense,
thing.
right? So I'm like, this guy buys $47 books. $47 books.
So he rings up a subscriber. He rings up like Lane for like 30 new comics, and then scans the bag and board thing like 37 times.
Yeah, I even warned him. I'm like, I'm sorry, this is gonna take a little bit of time.
You scan it once and you change the quantity. He's like, scan.
I even warned him. I'm like, this is gonna take some time. Hold on.
The worst is it doesn't count.
When I looked at the receipts, I'm like, you sold like $100 comics one at a time. Did you manually go in and add the price to every one of those?
No, the added quantity figure knows. If you do like old comics, it does go how many at what price.
Oh, okay, and then but it makes them all in one list. Okay.
Yeah, because there's no dollar books as a tab anymore.
Yeah. I just see you standing there scanning.
I did. We had this one customer come in. He probably only comes in like once a month for something because
Did you scan this thing for every bag and board?
Yeah, of course.
Why didn't you change the quantity?
I didn't know how.
I don't work in retail, and I would have looked for
I had
that.
this other gentleman come. He probably
way
comes
too
once a
lazy.
month, and he had a half a box of books. So and now here I am going, all right, dude, you might want to walk around the store for a bit because I'm like,
do that with his?
Yeah, of course. I went through every
I think you
comic.
need to send an apology email.
Oh my god!
Wait, was this while I was here?
No, you were gone. Yeah.
Did you print up like half my receipt paper
Yeah,
on
of
that one
course.
receipt?
What else would I do?
Yes.
Hey,
Oh my god!
you want
100 yards long.
It's that, or I give out your bag of boards for free.
He just gave him a roll.
Would you
And
have preferred I give
done.
out the bags and boards for free?
It probably costs as much as the roll you printed out.
Hey, but you had a killer Saturday.
It did.
Oh, we never kill each other.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised I still have register tape down there. A whole second roll on
He
that
was
one.
reaching. I'll tell you what. He was reaching pretty deep for the registered tape by the end of the night.
Man.
You know what the trick is of me working on Saturdays is I just tell people what I really fucking like, and they
buy
tend to fucking buy it. Like, there's the Captain America statue. I'm like, dude, that fucking Captain America statue looks so sweet. The dude was like, yeah, it is. I'm gonna buy it. I'm like, no, we only have one in the store. Don't buy it. But then it's too late. I'm like, no, I want it.
We were using the same techniques on the guy on people looking at the wall books. It's like, you know what, I'd like to see that book. Okay, yeah, I've been looking at this book for the last couple of days and trying to decide whether.
I really have been looking at that book for the last couple. I wasn't lying. I actually did want it.
Some of the books that the J. Scott Campbell covers, those are the ones I have been looking at.
Yeah. Well, the only reason why I didn't buy it because one, I know how much it originally cost.
Yeah.
Two, I think it's overpriced.
Yeah.
Three, I actually do really want it. I just couldn't bring myself to buy it. So I talked this dude up. I'm like, this solid cover looks awesome. And he bought it. I'm like, what are you doing? the plan is for this to be here for 5 years. And then I go to Ryan guy, dude, it's been here for 5 years. You can let it go to me for $10. But it didn't work, man. Maybe I shouldn't work on Saturdays. All the shit I like is gone.
Beep, beep, beep.
So I haven't driven to the old store accidentally, but I do look at it when I have to drive by it every day. And man, I'm sorry anyone that ever visited us at that old place. How is that place not just?
Oh, it's just black.
condemned at
It's
this
just
point?
dark now.
It looks way worse now.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
every
it's
time
been
I
worn
drive
down.
here, yeah,
You-
every
you-
time I drive
you-
here, I drive by it.
You want to hear something funny? Is that I was driving that way to get some Thai food the last night, and as I drove up to the stoplight,
It's way worse.
I looked over, and what I thought was a flattened field. I was a block away from it, but I thought they had already flattened the entire place and dug it up. And I was like, "Wow, that was fast." Oh wait. There's freaking there's a Domino's across the street. I'm at the wrong spot.
I
so.
thought you were going to say you saw.
You're like, it's
Little
gone.
Caesar, I was like, "Oh wait, I'm in the wrong spot. I'm a block off." So
I thought you
that's
said
where
you were
that-
going to see a tumbleweed, maybe a zombie out there.
You could. It is like a scene out of The Walking Dead. I'm shit you not.
Yeah, like not a single street light in that entire center works. The lights off are off on 90% of the building,
And even less tenants now. I mean,
Yeah,
look,
most of them are gone.
There's a couple that went before we did,
Yep.
but then when we left,
Couple more left.
that was it. That was, I mean, like even Tiberius Kirk
Yeah, he's
left.
gone. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
Captain Kirk left.
others
And
gone.
it's just black. It's
Yep.
just like a
Yeah,
dead
it's
hole.
dead. Yeah, I
Go shoot a horror movie there now.
Yeah,
Walking Dead, here I come.
man, we should maybe we'll totally. I want to go peek in my old locations.
Yeah, man. Do you have a
Sure, it
key?
doesn't have I'm not even positive. There's not a broken window or something there by now.
I'm
There was
sure.
on the,
Nobody would know.
I know.
We should just leave the back door open so homeless got somewhere to sleep.
Yeah.
Nah, I would do a public service at that point.
lay right next to the black mold. There you go. That place was horrible.
Well, he doesn't have to sleep there. He can move away from the black hole.
Let me do one or two Twitter questions, and then we're going to go wrap up. Let's see. I know I had a couple in here. I know I didn't ask for too many, but let's see if we got any. Just from Jesus.
You didn't ask for too many.
I
You said,
think
I want
some-
some Twitter questions, but not a lot, please.
Just give me a little.
Yeah, I think today we haven't been really answering any questions.
We
Just
have,
been like
we
doing
have.
stories after.
I have. It's from Jesus. He says, when selling Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman products, why does DC still use those old 70s character designs? That's Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. That he made the.
Wait, what? Is that
that-
the stuff I like?
I mean, that's the stuff everyone likes. He
Yeah.
made these character designs specifically as merchandising in the.
Yep.
Was it late 70s? I think it was very.
Wait, what's the
Maybe
question?
it was late 70s.
Mid 70s.
Was
Hey,
it that early?
Yeah, I think so.
What was the question?
I thought the Garcia Lopez stuff was later. Why do they keep using these? Because this specifically was made at that time to be.
Be a brand.
What's the phrase I'm looking for here? This is
Brand.
their style guide. Those are their style guide shots,
yeah,
and they use it because they're made as style guides. They're very posed caricatures. They're very easy. They work as.
You could change them. You could take them by themselves.
It's a white back. They have the original files are all on white backgrounds.
Yeah,
So they're very easy to
you
cut
can
and
make little
paste.
teen shots. Yeah,
Right. So that is why they do it, because that's specifically what they were made for. They've never really. I mean, I'm sure they have modern stuff at DC, but these are.
Oh yeah, I can
products.
tell you what the modern stuff was. All the New 52 stuff.
Yeah. Oh, well,
They
all
used that Jim
Wildstorm
Lee,
guys.
like the Justice League one,
Yeah.
quite a bit, single or together.
Well, all the Wildstorm guys, they did all the character designs for New 52, right?
Yeah, he has some. Yeah,
Jim
a
Lee-
lot of it.
Jim
yeah.
Lee and a few other.
Well, I know they did all the character design on that game for 100%.
Yeah, but I thought Jim Lee and I thought a lot of the Wildstorm guys did a lot of the costume redesigns for New 52.
I think it was Jim Lee.
He didn't do all. Did he do all of them? I
He
thought.
did a lot of them.
Yeah.
The majority of them.
Yeah, he did a lot of them.
Got to rock that high collar.
That's Jim. Pouches? No more pouches.
No
High
pouches.
collar.
High collar
Yeah.
instead of the pouches.
Take the underwear away. High collar. Ooh! Underwear is back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done that for months. What are you
Yeah,
talking
but
about?
they passed out underwear at South by Southwest.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's awesome.
So things. I guess.
We should talk about South by Southwest. It's a better Comic Con at this point, probably.
Hold on, really quick.
Jim Lee Adventures.
So
in the
on-
fucking Batmobile.
on the retailer forum, retailers were like, "So DC, you want to hand out red underwear to stores for Action 1000, right?" And they're like, "No, I don't think so." And then they fucking show up at South by. I was so mad.
Wait, why won't they hand them out to stores?
They thought it maybe like they wanted to do like your red underwear like cover. Like the cover of the comic is just like, people will do like the face covers and they put them up to their face.
So it's a crotch cover?
Crotch cover.
That'd be funny as hell.
So, but what's up with this Jim Lee thing? I didn't hear. I mean, I know he was there.
Jim Lee's just having a great old time at South by Southwest. He jumped into the Batmobile. He started shooting people up. No, he didn't do that part, but he went into the Batmobile and turned it on by
know
accident.
Jim Lee, Frank Miller, Bendis, and someone else over there. Dude,
yeah.
DC's giving Bendis the royal fucking treatment.
Yeah, that's
he's
super odd.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
It is. It's a little bizarre. It's a little bizarre because the next Marvel guy that's going to go over, he goes, "All right, now I'm going to get the royal treatment." And they're like, "Nope, that was just for him." Sorry. No, I mean, it seems like they had a grand old time. I mean, like they're signing stuff like that.
Dan Jurgens was there too.
Yeah. They also had a what's it called? A giant like making of comic book thing where they went through the pages and they were like, okay, first you gotta start writing the script, then you go like the penciler and then the inker, then the colors and stuff. It was like giant. It was huge. But I thought that was kind of cool. Again, something just at South by Southwest. But I'm like, man.
Well, they had a big DC like pop-up booth.
Yeah, but I'm like, man, they're really tickling, the San Diego Comic-Con people that are maybe a little tired of it, like me. They're kind of tickling that nut a little bit, going, hey, man, this might be kind of fun over here, too.
Jim just looks up from his phone. He's like, what?
Toby's doing this thing with his finger.
Yeah.
Toby's like tickling the bottom of the mic or something. I just like, what the hell?
It's like, they're starting to, appeal, to the nerds a little more.
Yeah.
They have been before.
Of course. Well, South by Southwest has always been a nerd thing.
Yeah, but it's a music thing before, and then the nerd thing kind of started. Yeah, now it's an everything.
Yeah.
And they also started the Mondo prints, those little fuckheads. Yeah.
Next question.
Let's do.
We should have red underwear, though. Can we have red underwear?
Let's do two.
We have to wear it over our jeans, otherwise it'd be kind of weird because you can't really show it off.
This comes from Peter. He says,
"You could if you were on the No Pants podcast."
Do you think Cable...
Brilliant.
Charlie paying attention. Do you think Cable making his first big screen appearance in a comedy like Deadpool means we'll never get a grim and gritty, dark Cable solo movie?
I think he is grim and gritty
the Cable
in the fucking Deadpool movie.
The Cable fans crave, or has the well been poisoned?
I think that will be just fine. Charlie?
Cable will be grim and gritty in
Yes!
the Deadpool movie because that's how he works best.
Yes.
As sort of
I mean, that's the whole point,
Deadpool's
right?
being Deadpool, and Cable just smacks him.
They play off each other
He's
very
a
well.
curmudgeon. He's the old curmudgeon that's going to
He's
kick
the
Deadpool's
other half
ass.
of the Odd Couple.
Exactly.
And yes, I think we're going to get the X-Force movie, and then I think they're going to be like,
Well, they are.
We have
They already announced the starting date, yeah.
So we're going to get the X-Force movie, and then they're going to be like, we still have him on contract. We're going to fast-track a Cable movie.
We might get hope.
Oh, man. Dude, I am so excited for this Deadpool 2 movie. I was not excited at all because, again, not because of the movie or the quality. I was just not a Deadpool fan, but I'm so excited for this Cable movie.
Yeah.
I mean, Deadpool 2 movie.
Yes, the Cable movie.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think they could take him and put him in a serious Cable movie if they really want. And yeah, I think that X-Force movie will be serious.
They should, redo Psylocke in this X-Force movie, proper.
I'm sure they will. Will.
Not the garbage they showed in the other movie.
All right, one last question is from Robert. He says, still wondering, what's the latest on the rumored Legion of Superheroes comic?
Rumored Legion of Superheroes?
There's been, obviously for months, for years now.
Does someone want to explain what the Legions of Superheroes are?
For years now, we've been hearing about a new Legion book from DC.
Ryan.
See, the problem is...
Ryan.
Yeah, what's up?
Quick, name 7 Legion of Superheroes characters.
Do it.
Go.
Do it.
Name
1.
7
Yeah.
Legions.
7, go.
Yeah, do it.
Go.
Lightning Lad... Cosmic Boy.
Quickler.
Jesus. Well, when you put me on the fucking spot.
Come on.
Santa Girl.
Bouncing Boy, Triplicate Girl, or Duo Damsel, if you want that. God. How about fucking
5.
Gates? How about Gates or XS? Those are some newer Legion guys. How about fucking Arm Fall Off Boy? He's my
you might
favorite.
as well go to 10 now. Come on.
Jesus Christ. Like, there's so... Brainiac 5.
Dawnstar.
There you go.
Girl. There you go.
Wildfire.
Dawnstar, Wildfire.
Chameleon Boy.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Timberwolf.
Supergirl,
There's another one. Oh, Supergirl.
Starboy.
Supergirl, Superboy, Superman.
Matter Eater Lad.
Matter Eater Lad. There's another one.
He's a good hero click.
So,
Destroys the Gamma Bomb.
Crypto!
well, the Legion of Super Pets, yes. The reason you have not heard about the rumored Legion of Superhero book is because Al Ewing and Russell Dodderman have not officially left Marvel yet. That's why you haven't heard anything about it. So there it is.
Nice.
Robert also asked, As for fans of 70s Legion, what one or two trades you recommend for fans to get caught up? I've mentioned this a few times in the past.
Legion of Three Worlds?
No.
Ah, okay.
Not at least not the start.
All right.
That's what I started
The order is
hurt.
Superman and the Legion of Superheroes by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. This was a Superman where they reintroduced the original Legion for the first time since basically Crisis.
Yeah, it was in Action Comics.
Yeah, the Legion has been around in various incarnations post-Crisis, but this was when they actually reintroduced that original concept of the Legion with Superboy and everything.
Okay.
That is an absolute must-read. If you want to go crazy, read Legion
of Three Worlds.
Yeah, Legion of Three Worlds, which is part of Infinite Crisis.
Final Crisis. Yes.
Legion of Three Worlds. Sorry. Yes, Final Crisis. Sorry.
But it's a great book.
It's Infinite Crisis.
Even though Superboy Prime's in it.
Are they in Infinite Crisis too?
Oh, that was a troll.
No, I don't think.
No, they weren't in Infinite
They were
Crisis.
in Infinite Crisis.
Jim just trolled Ryan.
They were.
But
No, I like Superboy Prime.
well, either way,
Fuck that guy.
Legion
Brock
of Three
doesn't.
Worlds
See, there you go.
is sort of the next chapter, and then you kind of don't have to read anything else. There's really
The
nothing
Wade
else worth
stuff's
reading.
okay.
But it's not the Legion. It's
It's
not
not-
the real
yeah.
stuff. And all those guys are gone. The New 52 stuff was not. The Legion book in New 52 was bad. The Legion Lost book was okay, and then there's been nothing since.
Mm-hmm.
So you could read the original Legion Lost book, the Abnett and Lanning
That was
stuff, which
really
is
good.
really good. So, but yes, Superboy and the Legion, or Superman and the Legion of Superheroes, which was by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank, current creative team on Doomsday Clock. So definitely worth reading. Okay. Wrapping up with Spice Girls. Oh, I gotta fill out more of this. Thank you everyone for listening to this podcast.
Whoa!
So,
Do you want a spoiler?
for what?
Yep.
Do you think he
Yep.
wants a,
For what?
Do you want this spoiler?
I think he's seen it already.
For what?
Do you think there's a toy in Legends, Marvel Legends series?
Okay.
It might tickle your and my ball.
Okay.
Do you want to know who it is?
For what? It's a Marvel Legends action figure?
Yeah,
Probably seen
for
the solicitation.
Avengers Infinity War.
If there's I don't pay attention to action figure stuff at all.
Do you want to see?
Sure, Speedball in it or something?
It's Darkhawk.
Yeah, but I think that's...
But it's got movie Thanos' head.
It's probably just a figure in the line. I mean,
You sure?
Darkhawk's not going to be in Avengers Infinity
That'd be
War.
fucking balls, man.
Oh, it'd be fucking amazing, but there's no way. I mean, unless he comes down as part of the Guardians, but I don't.
That'd be
I doubt
fucking.
that. Yeah, the Marvel Legends figures have nothing to do with what's actually in the movie.
But it's got a movie. Okay, fine.
But I mean, I don't know.
Let's see.
I feel like that probably was.
Don't bum Toby's hide.
I feel like that probably was announced. I mean, if people have a figure, then it was announced 6 months ago. People have known about this. Yeah, I never. heard anything about
Fine.
it.
I
Oh
thought.
no!
Is it a custom?
What this is? It looks like somebody did a custom.
Yeah.
It's a.
No, is it really?
It looked because
I'm
that's
sorry.
the Darkhawk figure from the Guardians line.
Oh, I'm sorry. Never
And
mind.
somebody-
Never mind.
Yeah.
Someone's fucking with me.
It looks like it. It really
Yeah,
does.
someone's fucking with me then. Okay. Thanks.
Well, let's thank our
Thanks,
good friends.
Michael Hickey.
Albert Soy.
Let's thank our good friends Albert
Oh,
Soy.
he did tickle our balls.
Oh, please let Toby read. Please.
Oh, wait,
No.
he did. Oh, yeah, it is a cut. Never mind. I'm sorry, guys. That's baloney. Never mind.
Fake news.
Fake news. Fake news. Thanks,
Albert
Michael
Soy,
Hickey.
Albert Soy has a great app called Canby, which allows you to purchase gift cards. You get
And it lets you
reward points.
plants everywhere.
No, we are offering
Yeah.
a special deal through Comics Conspiracy that if you sign up for the app and come and purchase a $25 gift card here at the store through the app, you actually get a $30 gift card.
There's
So,
also a
$5 extra free bucks.
variant called Pants Everywhere.
We're gonna run that for a few weeks here. So thank Albert for that cool little offer. So
Julian Tide is involved in that
you
one.
can come pick that up from us here at the store. It's it's all phone based. It's an app called Canby, Cambi. So check that out.
Not to be confused with the guy that designs Black Lightning's costume.
Marcus can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Julian
People don't know
Titus
Marcus Camby, though.
has Nerds Without Pants.
Yeah, no.
No pants.
The Nerds
No
Without Pants
pants.
podcast
No pants.
at pixelbit.com. Go check out their podcast there. Ryan Hess has Blowhards. The video game
Lipson
podcast
triad.
at Lipson Triad at blowhards.libsyn.com.
That's what it is.
Jody Lawson has Canon,
the
the
Canon
Triad Comics Anthology at
Sorry,
triadcomicstudio.com. Please jump on there and pick up or check out their comics and pick them up if you can. Also, our friends Sam Shea, Craig Anderson, Joe Duff, and Andrew Nelson Mendez. Thank you guys all very, very much for your donations to this podcast through patreon.com/Comic Conspiracy. And man, did we get some comments about Toby's...
Dude.
Yes. What?
Your
your reading.
What?
20-minute
20-minute name reading.
How I fucking got everything correct? Take that, assholes!
The one name I mispronounced, you said right. Every other name you said incorrectly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How do you fuck up Smith? That's what we were trying to figure out. But yet you
Hey,
still managed it.
you try and read fucking 120 names as fast
You were
as
only supposed
possible.
to read like 40 of them.
Yeah.
But that's no fun. 40, 120. Now we're talking.
TheComicConspiracyPodcast.com.
So what's going to be the new Patreon level to get Toby to do it again?
Oh, I don't
Geek-
know.
Geekbox.net.
See, this is not as fun the next time around because
Yeah.
I'm only going to get better.
No, because
I
we'll have
think.
more names.
I could get worse.
That's why we need a new Patreon
I
level.
could get worse.
We need to put some more
Maybe
fake-
next time I have to do a couple shots of Jameson and then read it. See, if I do it the same way again,
No. We need
it'll
some
only
fake
get
names
better
in there.
because I'll probably
we need some.
I'll probably get Smith correct this time. I'll probably get Tony correct
Well,
this
we do
time.
have a new backer who was trying to find a way to stay anonymous because he didn't want us to know who he actually was.
Oh, is it Bryce Larsen quotes?
It is Bryce Larsen quotes. So,
Wait, do you know who he is?
No.
You know, he contacted
You know.
you about the fucking shirt. How do you not know who he is? You know who he
no,
is.
I swear to God, I
Is
don't.
it you? No. Is it you?
No.
Are you secretly a Bryce lover? Are you secretly a Bryce lover?
It's Leanne. That's how-
Oh, shit! Oh,
No.
Oh, if it's Leanne.
It's Leanne who is secretly undermining her husband's work.
Oh, that would be fucking gold if it's Leanne.
No.
I give her way more credit now if it's Leanne.
Seriously contacted me and said, I don't want you to know who I am. Is there a way to donate to the Patreon without revealing my name? And I said, I'm pretty sure you just said whatever your name is. Yeah, I don't see like credit card info, and I don't see that stuff.
Is that what you told him? Now we can find out who he is?
Wait, did he email you from Bryce Larsen quotes at gmail.com?
No, I don't know what the email.
That would be awesome.
Payments came from Bryce Larsen quotes from Cayman Islands.
Yeah. Anyway,
look, you can get mugs and T-shirts.
It comes in Bitcoin.
please rate and review us on iTunes. That would help a lot. The Comic Conspiracy at geekbox.net is where you can email us, where once a year we'll read our emails.
Yeah, right.
Digital.comicsconspiracy.biz, where you can pick up $40 Marvel graphic novels for 99 cents, and we get 15 cents of it. ConspiratorBrock.com. The Wanderers, that's Brock's blog and video pull list. Go check out
that's
Brock's
Lois.
stuff over there.
I'm supposed to have
that's not
couple
Lois.
statues up there.
Yeah, you're going to have
I
an
got one
unboxing
today.
video, huh?
Who's that?
I got one today.
The Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension podcast. We're not quite there yet. Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension podcast.
Did you go into the future with the Legion of Superheroes?
Respect, Ryan.
As Charlie moves up-
Is Connor West running?
Four dimensions.
Is Connor West running the fifth
Back on the
dimension?
dimensions.
As Charlie's finally moved up towards the table to say something
That's
about
Charlie's Doctor Who podcast. And Etsy.com/shop/Leanne Hill Art. That is my wife Leanne's Etsy store. Where you can buy
Otherwise
some cool
known as
prints.
Bryce Larsen quotes.
She is working on a Women of Wakanda print right now. That's turning out really, really
And
nice.
also a print of a bunch of Bryces.
Ryan Higgins Ryan. That's me. I'm on Twitter. You can also follow Brock Sager at Brock Sager. Bryce Larsen is Larsen Bryce, just his name backwards. Toby is Toby XI. Charlie is Insanity and Chaos. Jim is LD Exterminator. Scott is CS Shea, S-H-E-A. Not Toby misspells it every time.
That's
S-H-A-E.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. The store is
Because
Comics.
it's me.
I'm no
Stores-
LD Exterminator.
The store is Comics Con Store. And please follow
Hey, I've been
and
getting more
listen
followers lately. I've been
to the
having fun.
Geekbox Comedy Button, Manga Machinations, and Infinite Binge podcast. Those are the other podcasts on our little network.
I think the Infinite Binge needs to give Charlie a little kickback.
Infinite Long Box. Yeah, what's up with Infinite Long Box?
I
Gone.
haven't-
R.I.P. R.I.P. That's fine. Charlie talks about I was gonna say Charlie talks now. He just plays Puzzle Quest here.
Hey, Charlie, have you started the new Doctor yet? On the new on the same podcast, not the new podcast.
Charlie's very confused.
Yes. What are you talking about?
The current Doctor. No, not current Doctor. Have you started on the modern Doctor?
Yes, we started on Modern
Eccleston,
Doctor.
right?
Yeah, we're on Eccleston.
I missed my Rose premiere.
Yeah, you missed your Rose premiere.
Damn it! I will have to come in for Martha Jones's premiere.
Okay.
All right.
Well, there you go. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast, and we'll catch everyone next week.